Today we're jumping into my yearly Filmmaker Christmas wishlist. Welcome to Film Rather, so it takes mystery out of the effects techniques to go to some of your favorite Hollywood films. I'm your host, Ryan Conley, and every year I break down my favorite bits of gear and software for the year that I'd love the film Santa to leave under my tree. So, without any more blabbing, let's kick it off with pre-production goodies. Starting with screenwriting software, of which I use two. If I'm on my Mac laptop, I'm often using Slugline, which is Mac only, really clean, minimal design with everything you need to write. But if I'm on my PC, I'm using FadeIn. Not as pretty of a UI as Slugline, but it gets the job done just as well. Moving on to software that's going to help you prep your film with Frameforge 3D, which we talked about a few weeks ago. It's great for creating storyboards or animatics. Then we have Shot Lister. I use this on almost everything I make. It's the best way to create your shot list and plan your shoot days. And recently they made it 1,000 times better by introducing the desktop version, so you can more easily create your list and schedules. The Android version goes for $14, iPhone and iPad version goes for $20, and the desktop version, which is only for Mac at the moment, goes for $40. But now let's jump into production gear with cameras. Starting at the lower budget end, we have the Sony A6000 with an APS-C sensor. You can shoot 1080p at up to 60 frames per second. It has solid autofocus and of course the ability to change out your lenses, which at under $400, this is a pretty fantastic camera. Moving on to more pricey cameras, we have the Panasonic G7. This is a micro 4/3 camera that shoots 4K and possibly has a better image than its older brother, the GH4. It comes with a kit lens and goes for just under $700. Next we have the Sony A6500, which will cost your gift giver $1,400. Again, we have an APS-C sensor that can shoot internal 4K at up to 30 frames per second and up to 120 frames per second at 1080. You have great autofocus again, and the big plus is the internal 5-axis stabilization, and it includes S-Log3. Moving on to much pricier, we have the Ursa Mini 4.6K, which we reviewed in this episode right here, so I won't go into details, but this is an excellent camera that has high enough quality to cut with an Alexa, and it's under $5,000. They've also updated the menu system with their latest firmware, making the camera even more pleasant to use. And finally, for those of you that have a really rich uncle, ask Film Santa for the Canon C300 Mark II. I own one, and it's easily my favorite camera under $20,000. It's currently on sale, but still has a hefty price tag at $12,000. Moving on to lenses for those cameras, we have some that you can get off eBay, like the vintage Helios lenses. You can get it for under $100. I own one and use it all the time. It has a very unique and silky look to it. But jumping up in price, we have the Rokinon lenses. You can get them piecemeal or in a kit. Individually, the lenses go for between $300 to $400, and in a kit, 4 will run you about $1,700. These are lenses that I own and I love them. Then again, if you have that rich sugar daddy, go for the Canon Cinema lenses. Individually, they run for about $5,000 each, and a kit of 4 would cost you over $17,000. So there's that. But they are gorgeous lenses. Moving on to monitors, starting again at the low end, we have the iKan VH8. This is an ultra-wide monitor at 1600 by 768 with HDMI in and out, and it goes for $170. Climbing the price and quality ladder, we have the Aputure VS-5 with 1920 by 1200 resolution, HD SDI and HDMI input, waveform, vector scope, false color, zebra, and histogram, and you're getting all of that out of this monitor for only $500. Moving up again to my go-to monitor for all my productions is the Small HD 702 Bright. This guy has a gorgeous screen with full 1080p display, and it is crazy bright, so you can actually see what's on the screen while outside during the day. You can also add LUTs. It has HDMI and HD SDI in and outputs, frame guides, anamorphic D-squeeze, and every other goodie that you would expect to have on a pro monitor, but you are paying for those extras at $1,500. It's a great price for what you're getting, but still pricey for sure. But on to lights. First up, we have the cheapest option that I am always preaching, and those are clamp lights, which you can get from any hardware store, which we found out recently these have been upgraded, so you can now get these plastic clamp lights with a much better clamp setup. These go for about $10 or less. Next, we have the soft neutral kit from Impact. You get these 3 CFL lights that come with soft boxes and light stands. It's a nice starter, especially for green screen work, and this will run you about $300. Then we have the Aputure C120T. This guy goes for $534 and is a single point LED. It's a gorgeous light. And finally, we have the Westcott Flex Light, which is a bicolor light mat for $850. We did a whole episode on it right here, but long story short, I would marry this light if it was legally possible to do so. But moving on from lights to sound, we first have the Audio Technica AT875R, really solid sound for $170, possibly the best shotgun mic under $200. Moving up, we have the Rode NTG4 Plus. For $360, you're getting a mic that has quality that competes with others at almost twice its price, and it has an internal rechargeable battery. Moving on again to my personal favorite mic, the Rode NTG3. This is the mic that I've used on pretty much every production that I've done for the last 4 years. It's pricier at $700, but again, its quality competes with other mics that are more than double its price. For recorders, I still love the Zoom H4n. You can get some excellent quality out of this recorder for just $160. Its form factor is a bit odd for most field recording, so if you want something more logical for that, go with something like the Tascam DR70D. Even better quality and not much more cost at $220. However, my recorder of choice lately has been the Zoom F8, easily the best recorder under $1,000. But now we take a break, then talk grip gear, software, and then some educational goodies. If you're a budding filmmaker, entrepreneur, or innovator? What?
Huh?
I was distracted by me. What did you say?
You're great.
Domain.com is the place to go when that next idea hits you. I know you've heard me say that the list of available domain extensions is growing, but you have the opportunity now to name your site and build your brands in ways that was never before possible. You can choose from a growing list of 400 plus domain name extensions. You said something.
No, I didn't. Keep going.
Like .com, .org, .design, and .club. To show you some love, they're giving you 25% off their already affordable prices. When you buy domain names, web hosting, and email, just use the coupon code FilmRiot at domain.com's checkout. I could just watch this back later and find out what you said.
Nah.
When you think domain names, think domain.com. What did you say?
I don't know.
Logo. Jumping right back in with some grip type goodies.
Where did you get the Santa suit? And when did you change?
Jumping right back in with some grip type goodies, easily one of my favorite new pieces of gear has been the Kessler Shuttle Dolly. We're doing a gearhead episode on it soon, which will go into plenty of detail, but long story short, it's like a dolly and a slider had a beautiful baby. Moving on to some bouncing reflectors, we have the Impact 5-in-1 reflector kit. Comes with all the surfaces you would want in a nice 42-inch size, so good coverage, but still very portable and only $50, so a must-have for sure. Then we have the Impact 5x7 collapsible backgrounds. These are meant to be backgrounds to shoot talent in front of, but it would be perfect as a portable bounce and negative fill, and only $70. Then finally, the same green screen that we've been using for years comes with 2 lights, which we don't use, but the screen and support for it, and will run you for $115. On to software, we have the new HitFilm Pro 2017, which gets 10 times better with each version that they put out, and this latest version is extremely impressive. I'll definitely be doing a review on it very soon. You have pro editing capabilities, grading, audio, and VFX all in one, compatibility with 8K and 3D files, and all that for a flat $350, which is just insane. Then we have Adobe Creative Cloud, which is my software of choice. However, you are paying a subscription fee here with the full CC, meaning you get everything Adobe makes for $50 a month, but you're getting Premiere, Audition, Photoshop, After Effects, and all their other goodies. Next, we have Red Giant, which you could pick pretty much anything that they make and have a big win on your hands, but specifically the Magic Bullet looks sweet. Comes with a ton of must-have grading tools. It's definitely pricey at $900, but completely worth the price of admission. Moving on, we have Video Copilot goodies. Again, basically anything you buy here is a must-have, but Element 3D and optical flares are still 2 plugins that I could not live without. Next, we stay in software, but move to some audio plugins like Pro Q2, which is a multi-band EQ, and Pro MB, which is a multi-band compressor, both from FabFilter. They are pricey, but my favorite EQ and compressor. Then for audio restoration, I've been loving the Izotope RX Post Suite. Comes with denoiser and everything else that you would need to clean up rough audio. The downside is the price tag at $1,124. So if you want to start much cheaper, you can go for their RX plugin pack, still getting some solid restoration assets, but only $90. And finally, to close us out, we have some online educational goodies. First up, I'll do some shameless promo. My Guerrilla Filmmaking class is an 18-hour-long 101 course from pre to post-production. Then we have our Writing 101 pack from Seth Worley, which goes into Seth's very practical and approachable process for writing. But that's enough about me. One of the things that I have been devouring lately are the classes from Masterclass. They have been putting out amazing stuff like acting courses from Dustin Hoffman and Kevin Spacey, and writing courses from Aaron Sorkin. Now they have a new class coming from Hans Zimmer, and you can pre-order that now, which I did. All of these classes are amazing, and each is only $100, so definitely check that out. Then if you're in the mood for some reading goodies, slap Walter Murch's Blink of an Eye and David Mamet's On Directing Film into your wish list. But that's it, my list for 2016. Definitely a few returning things there that have just stayed the best in my opinion, but some new goodies too. As always, you can find me on Twitter right here. All the links for everything we talked about can be found in the notes below, and check out our Triune store if you're looking for deals on any of our stuff. We have a holiday sale happening right now, so give that a look right here. And I'll see you guys next week when screaming bees make me more iconic than any actual good work that I've done.
No, but seriously though, when did you change?
I've been wearing this all day.